Yo, Charlie, just imagine Nuno Mendes lifting the Ballon d'Or trophy, or let's say Raphinha also lifting the Ballon d'Or trophy at the end of the day. What do you think? My name is Courage. We are live here on our media sports page, and then we'll be discussing the Ballon d'Or, yes, very shortly, because that's the main menu for the week. And then guess what? You have three specific forward liners or front liners in the people of Lamine Yamal, Barcelona, and then Spain. Yeah, he did well with the Barcelona team, and then also won the Euros and then other stuff with the Spain national team as well. I don't know if that counts, but then my analyst will come in to sell you all the details. And then also there was a certain Raphinha, rejuvenated Raphinha, yes, who carried that Barcelona team in the previous season where they won the La Liga and stuff. He also did well with the Brazilian national team. And then also Ousmane Dembélé, the French international. He conquered Europe. Suddenly he won the quadruple, did well with the national team, the front, like the main man with that France national team. Though people other people also argue that there was Kylian Mbappe in there. So yes, to help me do the discussion, I have Force in the studios. Force, you're welcome.
Thank you.
So straight to action. Ballon d'Or. The Ballon d'Or, yes, that's the greatest individual awards in the ceremony in the history of football or athletics. Yes, it's greater than the basketball and stuff.
Well, it depends the perspective from which you want to take it from, But if you say it's the greatest, I totally disagree, because these are different sports in categories. I mean, we've got athletics, and the one who wins the best male athlete or the best female athlete in that category is regarded as the best athlete. You understand? So when you come to football as well, so there are different categories. So it depends on the sports you love. You understand?
But then the bars around the Ballon d'Or obviously is greater than everything we've witnessed.
No, I disagree again. Because for example, if you go to boxing, right? If you have the Ring Magazine Fighter of the Year in the boxing world, that is the creme de la creme of boxing. You understand? So the best boxer out there over the year under review. If you go to the basketball field, which I am not an expert of, but you can, if you say that football has majority of the people following it, yes, I agree. But if you say that the Ballon d'Or is the greatest individual award, when it comes to sporting events, that is where the problem is.
Okay, viewers, you have your say. Yeah, the Ballon d'Or has it distinguished itself away from all other sporting activities, or in terms of ceremonial or individual awards? Does the Ballon d'Or stand tall, or is it the greatest ever award ceremony so far as sports is concerned? But then let's delve into the main action. The list is out. Award stage is set for tomorrow. First off, it's like we almost know our top three. Pick your top three and then let's start from there.
No, what the top three depends on the one that FIFA or Ballon d'Or has brought. You understand? So that is what we are going to do. So
Ballon d'Or has presented, they brought out the first 100, cut it off to 50, and then I think now we have 30. So you have the likes of Raphinha, Dembele, Mbappe, Nuno Mendes. PSG has about 7 players in there. Yes, and then Nuno Mendes, Erling Haaland and co. So yes, these are the players. So you can just, they've not shortlisted it up to first 5 or anything. So you can just, out of your own perspective, you can just shorten maybe some top 3 and then based on whatever you think they've achieved or whatever merits you fit, but then take into consideration the criteria the Ballon d'Or brought in: fair play, individual achievements, individual brilliance, teamwork. So these three bring in considering these three criteria, who do you think favors most, or who do you think stands tall if you're pegging them against these criteria?
Well, pursuant to the criteria that Ballon d'Or has brought, I confidently and without a shadow of doubt would say that we have 4 or 3 very solid contenders. Even though among those contending for the trophy, there's one that has got a great say. But I would say that we have Raphinha, and then we have Lamine Yamal, and then we have Dembele. These 3 are the very key cognitive players that I think that during the year under review, they stand a chance of being on the podium. They could come in any form, first, second, third, but I do believe very well that these 3 have got a bigger shout out than every single player that is on the list, based on what they've been able to achieve and their input in achieving what they've been able to achieve. Because if you look at the year under review, you look at what Lamine Yamal and Raphinha were able to do to Barcelona. They won the league. They won their domestic trophy as well.
Yes.
So it goes to lead. And you see, you can be a part of the whole and not contribute that much. You understand? But these two are the most important key players when it comes to the year under review for Barcelona, because they were the key architects. They were the key they were the key part of the ensemblement that made it possible for Barcelona to win what they won last season. And they were very key because because in their absence you could fill the void that was created. And you go over to what's the name, PSG. For the first time in their history, they won the Champions League, all because of the leadership, because of the mentality, and because of the general skill set of Dembélé. PSG would not have been able to win the Champions League last season if not for Dembélé, because if you look at the first half of the season where he wasn't having a good season, PSG wasn't having a good season. Domestically, they were having a good season because they are supposed to stimulate every single team that they face domestically. But when it comes to the European stage, that is where the big boys are. So you can't just go out there and not perform and stimulate your competitors. But when Dembélé came to the party, when he started performing, that was when PSG had the feel. That was when PSG had the belief that it could go on to win the Champions League, and they did win the Champions League.
Okay, yeah. Like to sum it up, who do you think, in arranging order, first to third, name the best players under review, like the year of review, like on arranging order, in just some very very short words.
If I had a vote, or if I were to vote for the Ballon d'Or best player in descending order, is going to be Dembélé number one, my pick, Lamine Yamal number two, and then Raphinha number three.
Okay, viewers, that's first for you. He says Dembélé number one, Raphinha number two, and then Lamine Yamal as the number three. But then Lamine Yamal has just confirmed, him and Barcelona have just confirmed that he'll be at the Ballon d'Or ceremony, God willing, Monday evening. And then so meaning he's going with a 20-man delegation, his family, friends, and then very close ones. So at least, even if the Ballon d'Or doesn't go his way, he will be able to celebrate that very, very particular part of his life. Because come on, this is just an 18-year-old who will be probably mounting the podium. I don't remember the last time an 18-year-old mounted the Ballon d'Or podium. So come on, that's a very huge achievement. But then to wrap it up,
the last time was when Michael Owen won it, at 17.
Yes,
so
yes. It's very ridiculous.
It tells you how far Lamine Yamal has come or had come. Because if you look at how he was moved from the Barcelona B into the setup, and he wasn't phased, he wasn't wanting, he wasn't caught out, you understand. When it came to the midst of the big boys, he showed that he was readily available.
Just straight to action.
Yes. And then what makes it even more interesting is the fact that he went to the national team,
yes,
and then did even better. You understand?
Stabilized himself.
So it is something that that is why I believe that in football, in sports in general, in life in general, we don't have to prejudge people based on age. If the person is competent enough, if the person has the competence to do what he's been assigned to do, he should be given the opportunity to do it, but not ostracized or not taken out of the equation because of age.
Yes. So as Force is saying, age doesn't matter. If you have the capability, just let the person be in that particular sport. But then, lastly, Ballon d'Or, they've come out to say that the Club World Cup first will play a major role in deciding who wins it. So obviously, we almost know where it's going, because Barcelona didn't participate in the Club World Cup. And then if you are saying a portion of the performance in the Club World Cup will be attributed to or will be added to the general score, meaning Ousmane Dembélé went all the way to the finals of the Club World Cup. He scored some numerous of goals and then won some number of man of the match awards. So meaning it's likely we almost know where it's going. What's your brief take on that?
You can't discredit any competition under the year of review. You understand? Every single competition that was played last season will come into play, will come into effect in judging who the best player is. Because you can't tell me that because Lamine Yamal and Dembélé did not partake in the Club World Cup, we shouldn't use that as a basis to judge who the best player is. You understand? The best teams were the ones who partook in the Club World Cup. So it just told you that if you were there, then your aggregate score would be a bit higher. You understand? But the most important thing that's going to aid a player in winning the Ballon d'Or, to me, is going to be based on the performances in the Champions League majorly, and then the domestic competitions, and then the Club World Cup as well. You know, so when you juxtapose all these against the performances that we have seen, I like I rightly indicated, Dembélé stands tall and has the edge on his fellow competitors.
Personally, I don't think that was necessary from Ballon d'Or organizers, because Club World Cup, come on, that was some teams are participating because of successes they chalked in 4 years ago. So a team like Chelsea, they won the Champions League in 2021, so that's the reason why they participated in the Club World Cup. So, but then all things equal, I think Dembélé still stands the bigger chance of winning it. So this is how we wrap it up with the Ballon d'Or conversation. After that whole ceremony, we'll be here to bring you what went down, and then we continue from there. My name is Courage Hardforce, with me doing the analysis, and then this is our media. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube page, Instagram page, TikTok, everywhere. We are there. Just type Our Media Sports and then we'll pop up. Kindly subscribe to our channel, leave a notification and a message there, and then anytime we come away with such content, you'll be able to be the first person to have a taste. It's a wrap for now. Bye.